really good. That was really good. I think I did that really well, guys. Why am I speaking in this voice? Compose yourself, woman. Compose. Okay. I don't know if I can post this because I don't think people should be knowing what I was reading. Hello, welcome to my bed. Welcome to half of my window. Welcome to my beautiful, stunning aesthetic corkboard. And welcome to half of my frame. We are together sitting on my new bed with my mattress that no longer gives me a backache. We are very proud. I'm finally getting good sleep, guys. I'm so... You know what? I never thought a mattress would be one of my first big girl purchases. But boy, am I glad that it was. And a pillow? Oh my gosh. I could just rave about this pillow for years because this pillow is so nice. It's literally got this like technology on it that the other side is always cold. Like quite literally the other side is always cold. Oh, it's amazing. Whoa, this pillow, this mattress, it's all amazing. We've got the new bed sheets to match. I was going to wear green, but then I thought I would blend in a bit too much, so we've gone for brown instead. But now it blends in with my hair, which isn't great, but we're going to go with it anyway. So today I woke up and I was like, I should go out. I only have like less than a week. I have 6 days until I start my big girl job, my 9 to 5. But I had a couple jobs to do first. So I went there, did my jobs, and I came back and I was like, you know what? I'm not leaving this house again. Can't get me out of here. So instead, we're gonna be talking about books. We're gonna talk about books. We're gonna be talking about the books I read last year. Last year was not a good reading year. I'll be honest, I can't fully remember all of the books I read. I definitely read more than the books I'm going to show you, but these are the only ones that stuck in my brain. So that they have to be good, right? They have to be captivating enough for me to have picked up a book in 2024. I picked up a book. Like, that's shocking enough as it is for 2024. But then I also retained information from it, so it must be good. That's all I'm saying. The recommendations must be pretty bleeding good if I can now recommend it to you, okay? So we're going to be talking about last year's reads and recommending them to you based on what type of person you are. I've written summaries / blurbs, a blubbery, if you will, of each book, so that I'm not spoiling it, but I'm giving you a true representation of what it's actually like. Then we're going to be talking about my reading goals for this year, for 2025. And then we're going to be talking through the books I have read in 2025 so far. It's been 2 so far. And then we're going to be talking about my TBR. Oh, this was I promise you this was a stack, like literally like 10 minutes ago. Just start this up a little bit. I'm gonna stack it up. So cute. No, I'll just put it in here. Aww. Hi, Naveen. If anyone else gets why I've called him Naveen, I love you so much. Thank you so much for being part of my life. I love you so much. Thank you so much. I don't know why I've just reverted into Queen's English there, but it's not the point. Not the point. Right, let's get into this, shall we? Okay.
Hi, it's me, editing Alina. It's been about a month since I first filmed this video, and I gave it to my sister to watch today, and she basically told me that I was just speaking absolute gobbledygook, like there was no like actual substance to anything I was saying. So I may jump back in, give you some real coherent thoughts about these books. And this is just a little disclaimer, a reminder that this is all fun and jokes. Like, don't take me too seriously because I do not know what I'm talking about. I did not do English literature. I did not do English language. I barely passed my A-levels as it is. So no, I'm like not like a literary critique analysis person. But also that I read these books last year and I did not reread them in preparation for this. This is just me talking about books. So please don't cancel me. That's my disclaimer. I'll see you soon. Bye.
My laptop is down here for anyone wondering, so if you see me look down there, that's why. Okay, so these are the first 2 books we're going to be talking about. We've got the Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels and then the League of Gentlewomen Witches, both written by India Holton. I really, really liked them. I picked these up from, I think, the Works. You know what? Works books are hit or miss. These ones are freaking hit. I love them. Honestly, a lot of these, I literally cannot even like think about it with like. So both of these books follow the enemies to lovers trope with a delicate blend of historical fiction and fantasy. This first book follows pirates and the second one follows witches as their namesake. They both exist within the same universe, but they're not a series. That's the important bit, and that's also the bit I like. Yeah, I like that you don't have to read it in order, that you're not beholden to read the rest of the series just because you read the first one. Like, it doesn't, it's beautiful, really. Thank you, India Holton, for doing something that writers do not do. Generally, this is a bit of a trope mine. Like, it's not an excessive amount of tropes where the writer is just throwing in things like the one bed trope, the he hurts her trope, or someone hurts her trope. Like, it's not an excessive amount of tropes, but
I think what I'm trying to say here is that the use of the tropes did not feel cringe or unnecessary. Like, it was just a nice little dash of them, and that it didn't feel like she was just writing the chapters to put like viral snippets of it on TikTok, like that kind of thing. I think that's what I'm trying to say here.
But enough of that. You don't actually want to know the academic literary worthiness of these books. You want to know who I recommend them for. So, on a general basis, I recommend them to people who like fantasy and fiction books. And if you're looking for TikTok books without brain rot, I think these are pretty good. I think they capture that TikTok book essence whilst still having a plot and not having writing that makes you want to claw your eyeballs out. So for that, I would recommend these two books. But if we're talking more specifics, like what kind of person do I envision reading these books? I'm thinking, what am I thinking? I'm thinking if you liked Bridgerton as an adult, let me make that very clear.
My sister made the really good point that I'm up to date with the Bridgerton shows, and that means I started watching them before I turned 18. But like, I'm an adult now.
Shows. As an adult, if you liked Bridgerton, then I would recommend these. Not that it's just Bridgerton, because I don't think that fully encapsulates the vibe of these books. But if you enjoyed Bridgerton as an adult, you might like these. But more specifically, if you enjoyed watching things like Jake and the Neverland Pirates as a kid, okay, if you enjoyed watching Jake and the Neverland Pirates as a kid, or you liked Descendants, specifically Descendants 2 because it has pirates in it, if you liked, just generally books like that, I'm trying. Oh, I know. If you liked Anastasia, the Disney movie, Aristocrats, I feel like those kind of have the same vibe. I could be completely wrong. Again, I have not read these books again in preparation for this video. So you might go and read them and be like, what the fuck was she talking about? Because she doesn't know what she's talking about. That's nothing what the book is about. But from my recollection, that's who I think this book would be good for. Okay, I'm sick of talking about this book anymore. Stop. Okay. I wrote a really good blubbery for this one, so I'm excited for people to hear it. Okay, so for our next book, we have this. Can you read that? There you go. This book, which is To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. This is about Lyra, the underwater Simon. Simon? Okay. This book is about Lyra, the underwater siren, who is turned into human as a form of punishment from her tyrannical sea queen mother. And with none of her usual arsenal, she is tasked to deliver a siren hunter's heart or remain human forever. The prince? The prince is a depressed little hippie boy who has made it his mission to eradicate the siren species, and he decides to dress as a random girlie to help him end siren kind. Who's the random girlie, you ask? Read the book. Right. I know I just hated on TikTok books, but I'm well aware this is a TikTok book. I mean, this sticker literally says the TikTok sensation and international bestseller. I bought it when it was TikTok famous, TikTok hyped up from a charity shop for like £1. I was like, I'll just buy it. It was a whim purchase. It was an impulse purchase, and I just thought, what difference does it make if I buy it? Because it's literally £1. Like, it's not going to make a difference to my livelihood. So I bought it. Then it sat in my room for about a year because I got sick of TikTok books. But then last year, when I wasn't reading any books, I decided to pick it up, and I actually enjoyed it. I did kind of devour it. If you're bored and you're looking for something that's not necessarily rooted in romance, but definitely has a subplot, subgenre of romanticy, Romantasy? Yeah, because it's romance and fantasy. If you're looking for that kind of thing, then this is your go-to. Who would like this book? If I had to pick a specific person who would like this book, it'd be the kids that read the I don't know what they're called actually. You know the Disney books that like I'm checking on my laptop by the way. The Disney books that like talk about a different retelling. Disney retelling books for adults. All Curses and Kisses. I've read that book. Tale is a Twisted Tale, of course. Okay. So, a specific person I would recommend this book to was somebody who read the Twisted Tales books as a child or as a tween or as a teen, whatever age you are, it doesn't matter. If you read the Twisted Tales books. Now, I have read one of the Twisted Tales ones. I think it was the Beauty and the Beast retelling. I didn't love it, but I reckon if you liked those books, you'll probably like these ones. Because obviously it's not necessarily a retelling of The Little Mermaid. It's not a retelling of The Little Mermaid at all. But I think it's kind of grown-up version of that. So if you liked those books, you might like this one. All right. Oh, I forgot to tell you. What's great about this book is that they are very short chapters from both of the characters' perspectives. So if you have an attention span deficit problem, whatever your issue is, you'll be able to get through this book. Don't you worry. Okay, the next. I've just seen what is next on my list. I'm very excited for this one. This series is written by a little author by the name of Kiera Cass. Don't know what books I'm talking about yet? Well, let me show you. The Selection series. Yes, the freaking Selection series. Okay, so this is the Selection series. The books. Sorry, I actually can't. So, this is the Selection series written by Kiera Cass. Kiera, I don't know. Either way, love them. These books are set in Illéa, which is the country separated into castes. And each caste has its own special skill, a defining trait, if you will, like entertainment. As the Prince of Illéa becomes of marrying age, one girl is selected from each caste to compete for his love and become his wife and the future queen of Illéa. Oh my gosh. Listen, I actually get so much joy from these books, not because they are great literary works, but because they are so damn enjoyable. So good. You know what? I have a very specific person to recommend these books to. If you were the kid who devoured fan fictions, books, etc. on Wattpad under your bed sheets at the age of 13, this is gonna do it for you. It's gonna be such a nostalgic thrill, okay? Oh, it's literally a roller coaster of emotions, these books. I devoured them. You know when I said last year was a bad reading year? Not when I was reading these. I read these books within a week. I think so, yeah. I think that's pretty fast for me, by the way. Reading 3 books within 1 week, not easy. But oh my god, I literally devoured these. They were so yummy. And the characters are infuriating. Infuriating. I mean, infuriating. I mean, I literally wanted to smack them, you know? Ow. She really hurt. Genuinely, you want to smack them. I was literally crying, screaming, throwing up in my bedroom. I was like, literally gagged. I was literally gagged because they're so idiotic. Like, none of them, not one of them, I genuinely believe that not one of them has a single brain cell in their mind. But that's the reason these books work, because if any of them had used logic or critical reasoning, then none of this would have happened, you know? So take it all with a grain of salt. Take it with a pinch of salt. You know, it's not meant to be a literary work of art. It's meant to be enjoyable, okay? Now, if you've read the books, stick with me. If you haven't, leave. It's not really a spoiler. I'm not going to tell you who the characters are, in case you do want to watch this. But in case you don't want anything spoiled, skip away now. Anyway, genuinely, Maxton, I don't know, whatever his name is. He is literally Tom Holland. Like, he's described as a short white man. I'm sorry. I like him. Like, there's no. I literally have no words because I'm imagining Tom. In my mind, Maxton, whatever his name is literally Tom Holland, which makes for a great reading experience. He is described as a short white man. Tom Holland. So I literally loved him. Like, tell me, when Miss India started describing him, I was just like, wow, Tom Holland. And then Aspen, oh my god, throttle that man. He's horrid. Literally want to kill that man. Literally, block, get one, kill you, because he's such a bum. But we imagine him to be Jacob Elordi because he's tall and white, and for other traits defining him. But mainly, I am Zendaya, and Miss America doesn't exist. It's me. Okay, next one. I don't know if I can post this because I don't think people should be knowing what I was reading. So now we're going to talk about the last book I read in 2024. The last book I read in 2024 was The Other Bennett Sister. Yeah, I don't have the book with me. I borrowed it from my auntie. I say borrowed. She kind of just left it for me, and then I was like, whoa, this book is amazing. It is so good. The book follows Mary Bennet, the fifth sister in Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, on her journey of self-reconciliation and empowerment. That's really all I'm going to give you, because this book is so... You don't want any spoilers for this book. Trust me. I didn't even read the blurb before I started reading this book because I had just finished Pride and Prejudice, and I took my auntie's words very literally. She was like, read it. And I was like, okay, I'll read it. So I read it, and it was so... This book... So good. I love it. Look at me. I don't even do my little jig. Literally, I love that book this much. I love this book so much. I just want to have a little jig. Yeah. Okay, let me try and tell you something about it. So, the book starts out really sad and depressing. And you just feel bad for girly Mary. And because at every turn, this girl is told she is not good enough, and it is certainly not for a lack of trying. Like, Mary tries. And by the end of the first part of the book, you're like literally like, Mary, I want to give you a hug. Like, Mary, what the freak is wrong with... Like, Mary, what has happened to you? I just want to give her a little cuddle. Like, that poor girl. Carry on. The book just feels so personal and so deeply relatable. She talks about her struggles with self-esteem issues, and the nice thing about this is that her self-esteem issues aren't necessarily rooted in her physicality. Like, they're not necessarily rooted in her looks. She has other insecurities that she talks about. I like that.
What I was trying to express here was my general frustration at the modern romance genre, whether it be in TV, movies, or even books. And it's the fact that a lot of these female protagonists seem to have this insecurity that they've had for their entire lives. Like, oh, I feel like I'm too curvy and I don't fit into like regular clothes. And then the lead love interest shows up, and he's like, oh my gosh, I love the curves that you're insecure of. And then she's like, cured. Like the insecurity goes away. Whereas Mary, she really has to do the work. She has to understand where her insecurities came from and then how to do the work to overcome them. And it's really interesting because we get to see firsthand how it affects her relationships and how it's not plausible just to seek validation from everyone, because that's not how things are going to get sorted. So what I mean is that her issues and her insecurities aren't just solved by surface level male validation. Like, that's not the aim of the game. That's not the solution to everything. Even though that's something she craved so badly, it's actually like the inner work, the inner healing that she had to do before she was ready to do anything relationship-wise. That's what I meant. And I just want to note that this does not mean that any insecurity is more or less valid than the next or the one that came before that. All insecurities are valid and will happen. Everyone gets insecure at some point in their lives, but I think we should be mindful about the way that these insecurities end up manifesting themselves in these books. like, should they be used in a spicy scene that is used to market the book to millions on TikTok? Food for thought there.
Now again, I don't want to spoil anything for this book. I think this book that I'm talking about could quite literally be enjoyable to anyone, specifically for people who enjoyed Pride and Prejudice, enjoy Jane Austen, enjoy Emily Bronte, who enjoy, Regency era books. It'll be particularly enjoyable for them. But genuinely, I think everyone will get something out of this book. I have so many quotes written down in my notebooks, specifically ones that come from Sarah, the maid, and her aunt. Because each of these characters have so much wisdom. Like, I'm not even joking. I know it's coming from Janice Hadlow, the author, but genuinely, these characters spitting facts. Genuine, like literally, I just sometimes I just read a sentence and I was like, damn. I had like a visceral reaction to some of these words. And it has such a beautiful, delectable little ending. It was so good. The book is quite hefty. It is quite long. I think I don't have a book here to compare it to, but it is quite long and the words are quite small. But I promise you, it's so worth it. Every part of the book is good, even when it's sad. And yeah, again, this is another book that I still think about this to this day. Like, to me, Mary is my best friend. Yeah. So for 2025, I had two main reading goals. One was to read at least 12 books this year, so one for each month. And then the second one was to be buying at least 50% of my books in store or secondhand once I'd seen them in store. Because I feel like a lot of the reviews, TikTok books, etc., have let me down in the past couple of years. Not because they're bad. I'm not saying that any of these TikTok books are bad, but I don't think they're just generally what I was looking for at the time when I was recommended to them. So I made it a goal to look for the books myself so that A, I didn't have anyone to blame for not liking the book, and B, because I thought it'd make a bit of a difference. And I've already seen a big difference in the types of books I'm reading just by like which ones I gravitated towards in the bookshop. Okay, so for the new year, I ordered this book, which is Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. Now, I do know that this is a TikTok book, so bear with me, but I think I originally saw it in a bookshop and I just wanted it specifically for New Year's, so I bought it online. But it's okay, don't worry, guys. This book is sort of a memoir of Dolly Alderton's life from her 20s all the way up to present day, which ends at around the 30s. The book contains anecdotes, recipes, lists, and comically written emails that encompass her experiences. This book, initially I was a bit wary of, again, because it is a TikTok book, and because some people had described it as like white feminist literature. But in my personal opinion, I don't even think this book was trying to be feminist, which is lovely. So, the first half of this book is very much Alderton's booze cruise. She essentially goes on a bunch of dates, seeks male validation, drinks a lot, then gets blackout drunk, and dabbles in the art of recreational drugs. Not that any of this is necessarily bad or good, it's just not something that I personally related to. But what I did love were her chapters about her struggles with body image, dealing with eating disorders, knowing somebody who's passed away due to cancer, dating online, and her relationship with her best friend Fanny. One of my favourite chapters in this book is the one where she talks about her struggles when she felt like she was being left behind when all of her friends got boyfriends, moved out, got husbands. And I feel like it's because it's such a universal experience. I think everyone will experience this at some point in life, regardless of whether it's in school, uni, later on in life when everyone's having babies, I don't know. But I just felt like it was so relatable and felt very, very deeply personal the way she wrote the chapter. And actually, one of my favourite quotes from this book was, "Let your friends leave you for a boyfriend just once," which I think kind of encapsulates how this is kind of a coming of age book, even if it is set between her 20s and 30s. I think it's very much a frontal lobe developing book. That's what I would describe this as. A specific person I would recommend this book to is to anyone whose frontal lobe is in the process of developing. I think frontal lobe develops at around 21 or 25, right? Like, it's within that range. But if you're anywhere before your frontal lobe developing or just after, this is the book to read. And last but not least, we have this cutesy little book, which is the Letters from the Ginza Shihodo? I think it's Shihodo. The Letters from the Ginza Shihodo Stationery Shop, written by Kinji Ueda and then translated by Emily Balistieri. This book, so good. Like, I know I keep saying that I love every single one of these books, but this one, oh, it was so good. It's literally so delectable. Like, I could just numb on it. It was so good. This book has a series of short stories from different people and different perspectives who have come across this stationery shop, and the owner, Ken, who has held space for them and provided them with the healing powers of some good stationery. That's why I bought this book, because I was like, stationery, oh my gosh, love. So I bought it. I was like, immediately buy. Yes, me. Each story is so amazing, and may I even say it, better than the last one. Every single one tops the one before it, which is like impossible, but it happens. There's not even like one bad one throwaway one filler one. Oh, so good. It's such a little treat. They feel like such old stories, but they're unmistakably rooted in reality, in modern reality. This is a book that just feels like a warm hug near a campfire. I will be recommending this book to absolutely everyone, even if you only read one story from it. My favorite one is about the kids who, oh, I don't remember what their club was. What was their club? Okay, my favorite one in what is it, Memo Pads? I think it's Memo Pads, right? My favorite story is Notebooks. But if you were only to read one story from it, I still think you'd leave a changed person. Like, each one of them is so beautifully written. Kenji, I love you. I'll be recommending these to everyone. You deserve a big, big paycheck for this book, because it was so, 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 so good. Boom. So my current read as of the 11th of February, 10 past 2, we are reading Blue Sisters by Coco Malors. Now, ooh, pretty good. I will not be passing judgment yet, but it's pretty good. This one, I am on chapter 11. I'm on page 263 of 339 pages. So we're pretty far in. We've made quite the dent in it. I think I can finish it within the next week. So yeah, stay tuned if you want to hear my update, my review for this one. Right. Now we're going to get on to... Oh no! When did this happen? When did you fall? This is my TBR. Let's do my TBR. So, what should we start with? Okay, let's start with the ones that I already owned. So for the books that I already owned, I'll be honest, I'm like not really looking forward to reading these, but I've got to read them. So first of all, this is Heroes of Olympus, specifically The Mark of Athena by Rick Riordan. I've read the Percy Jackson series and I loved it. It was really, really good. I read it as a child, read it again last year or the year before, and I loved it. Then I got these books and I got stuck on the third one. So eventually I need to finish this series. Next we have Emma by Jane Austen. I don't know why, but I keep stopping at the same point, which is about 60 pages in, which is terrible. But yeah, I don't know why I can't keep getting any further, but I want to finish this book really badly. And then this is also Jane Austen. This is Love and Friendship and Other Youthful Writings. This one I have started reading. I'll probably read like a short story every now and again, so I won't like just stick to this one book. But so far it's been pretty good. I will say it's very, 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 very humbling to know that Jane Austen was writing this at age 12. But it's fun regardless. And then we'll go on to my book haul. My book haul. So the first one I'm going to talk about, I don't think I'll actually get to until later into the year, but it is days at Murasaki Bookshop, and then more days at the Murasaki Bookshop. Now, this book, not actually mine. This one is mine. I found this one in Waterstones when I bought the Shahodo stationery shop one, and it was buy one get one half price. I was like, I've got to buy one. My sister also pushed me to buy it, so I just bought it. So I have this one, and then this one is actually my auntie's birthday present that I was asked to order. So I have it in my hand just to show you, but I have not opened it. Don't worry, I have not read it yet. But yeah, I'm actually very excited to read these. This one is by Satoshi Yakisawa. I actually really like how they've done the illustrations, like how they're similar but not the same. I actually really like that. That's really, really cute. Aww. Aww. Alright, we're almost finished, guys. Don't you worry. So, for the penultimate book, we have this one, which is The Convenience Store by the Sea by Sunoko Machida, translated by Bruno Navasky. Again, another victim of the buy one get one half price offer. But I bought this because it looked very, very similar to the Shahodo Stationery Shop one, and I really liked that one, so I thought I'd try it. Also, I will not lie, I did judge this book by the cover because this cover is actually really cool. I don't know if you can tell, but it's like raised, it's like bumpy, it's textured. The cover is textured, it's really cute. But like, even look at that little bowl. Look at the little bowl. Isn't that look so delectable? Doesn't that look so yummy? Okay, and then okay, you're gonna laugh at me. I can just feel the fact that my friends watching this are gonna laugh at me when I bring this one out. But please hold in the giggles. Yes, I will be I will be venturing into reading the Divergent series by Veronica Roth. Wow, I remember the name, guys. High five me. So, I will be reading this book. Listen. I know that people didn't like the movies. I know that. But they are some of my favourite movies on this planet. I know people genuinely hate the Divergent movies, but genuinely I love them. It's so good. I watched this with my grandma. Like, they're the best movies I've ever watched. They are cinematic masterpieces. So I thought, I saw this in the works and I was like, yeah, this is coming home with me. It's coming home with me. So it's at home. This is also on the reading list. The only thing about this I'm scared about is that it is part of a series. So what if I just give up halfway through? But I won't. We're not going to do that. We're not going to manifest that into the world. We're not going to put that out into the world, okay? We're going to read this book and we're going to enjoy it, okay? Anyway, that is it. I have finished talking about all the books I have currently. I might buy more. Who knows? But yeah, if you liked this, then subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. I'm deleting that. If you enjoyed this, then I shall make another one with the other books I have read very, very soon. And yeah, thank you. Bye.